Look at these two. One of them, yeah, it's fine, but you just walk right past. The other one, I bet you stop scrolling for that. And it's not the face, it's not the style, it's the body, especially the way the limbs are shaped and arranged. That's what we are figuring out today through 3 practical questions. What's the secret behind characters that instantly stand out? How to intentionally design bodies like this? And how to stop fixing the fun out of our characters? So first, let's see how to do it exactly. Here's where it gets really fun. What if the limbs don't match the rest of the body at all? So I'm going to draw a big bulky guy with strong upper body and muscly arms. Now you'd think a guy like this needs matching thick, muscly, powerful legs, right? But what if I give him super thin, spiny legs with tiny little feet? You see this kind of pairing all the time in cartoon characters, and suddenly it's just funnier, more cartoony, just like that. Because the moment you shrink the legs down to toothpicks, it just blows up the upper body. The contrast does all the work. The visual joke is immediate. Or a character with a slimmer upper body and slim arms, but massive, massive legs. That's the kind of character you just can't ignore. Or flip it, wide torso, but this time the arms are super slim, almost twig-like, and you can carry that all the way down with matching slim legs. See how funny it is? So contrast is your secret weapon here. It's one of the most powerful tools in cartoon design because contrast creates visual surprise, and that surprise is exactly what makes a character memorable, funny, and unmistakably cartoony. So don't be afraid to mix big and small, thick and thin. That's not a mistake. That's cartoon design working at its best. All right, but here's where we get stuck. We understand contrast, but when the drawing starts looking weird, we pull back and make everything safe again. So how do we stop doing that? The solution is simple again. Let's go back to our good old basic shapes. Circles, triangles, rectangles. But this time we can push it further and start combining them. You can mix triangles and circles, circles and rectangles. Any combination works. The more unexpected, the better. That's how we can get really interesting shapes. And from here, the magic starts. Because we can sculpting our characters along or inside these simple or combined shapes. The point is that the shape locks in. So before drawing any body parts, start with the silhouette. Triangle means tiny top and wide bottom, and then commit to it. The shape tells the parts where to go. You're not deciding leg size anymore. The shape has already decided. But please, don't forget, this isn't a strict rule you have to follow forever. You can break it, change it, push it further, because creativity doesn't stop at the lines. Just don't fall back into the safe version again. So this is your guiding framework, shapes that define the general form of your character and help you lock in decisions early. So if this is so simple, why don't people do it, and how do we do it anyway? When something looks wrong, the instinct is to erase it and go back to what it feels comfortable. But it's only the stage in your experimentation when it still looks ugly. You just have to push through it and keep going. So most people play safe because mismatched proportions look wrong at first. They think they ruin it, but they don't. They just left the comfort zone. But that discomfort is just your brain telling you something unexpected is happening, and unexpected is exactly what cartoon design needs. So now you know the tools, but knowing isn't enough. The hardest part isn't learning the rules, it's being brave enough to break the safe habit. To actually start experimenting with shapes and forms, whether you use the framework or not. The key is to keep practicing. So try out unexpected combinations. They won't all work, and that's fine because every attempt is a learning moment. Draw and you'll see what fits together and what not. So don't erase your mistakes. They are not failures. They are feedback, stepping stones, part of the process. So learn from them and keep going. And if you can't come up with ideas from scratch, look them up online, copy them, study them, then try making your own versions. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with it. And if you do, and you feel like sharing, drop them in the AnillArtComics Sketch and Grow Club. The link is down below. It's where I post extra drawing breakdowns. And the next video, it's a surprise even for me. So stick around and see what's there.